I guess we're live.
Are we live?
I think so. I'm just gonna check it because with these things, you never know. But
Okay,
there
it's the
is
first time that I've gone bonkers with StreamYard, and I'm streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and maybe Instagram. I'm not sure. So this is the excitement of going live.
well, the good thing is I just checked on YouTube and it's actually gone live. So if you're there and you're watching, thank you for waiting around for our little ramble on trying to figure out technologies because technologies, there's more than one. It's
Technologies.
many, and it's the beauty of going live because you never know if it's going to work or something is going to go wrong or something is going to just stop, but it's normal and it's natural. So thank you and welcome to Profitable Talents. I'm Alessia and this is
Jacopo. We're never gonna lose that
no,
intro.
I don't think so. I think it's one of the best so far. Well, I like it.
Why did we want to go live?
We've got like, well, we haven't been live here for quite some times, and I've been eager to share something very important that we have now created. Am I just meant to say that, or we just have something in mind? Because you didn't
You've
tell me.
gone straight to the scoop.
Well, then I'm not going to say the
Uh,
scoop. Then I'm going to wait until the
Well,
end.
the thing is, we've been working with people for more than a year, and the recurring theme for us was telling our story, and people really resonated with that because it's a story of many other people out there. Before the boom of 2020, so many creators went online and created amazing projects. We created our amazing project. We managed to scale and sell up to $1 million in sales, digital products or our own products, but also burning out in the process. And in this video, we wanted just to come live and just share off the cuff what our experience was, what was the life before, and how we managed to transform and pivot a business that was eating us alive into something that now feels like summer.
And it is actually summer because we moved to Italy.
And that is
So,
not the reason why it feels like summer.
no, it's not. So I think I'm gonna start like with with our story, and I'm sure many of you are probably in that situation feeling exactly like this, or like we felt about 2 years ago. I've lost track.
Yeah.
um where we were in the moment of changes, but our main project that we started, wow, 9 years ago, because that was in our mind and then we started putting it together, was Lazy Dancer Tips. And Lazy Dancer Tips is a YouTube channel that is still going absolutely incredibly well. It has 228,000 subscribers at the moment. 229,000 subscribers. But they're not just subscribers, they are adult ballerinas that are dancing at home.
Look, I've got a picture of you, the very first video that we posted on YouTube back in 2016 for the aficionados.
Yes, it was that project was my passion project. We started with so much incredible passion, and especially especially me. But let's say that before it actually became a passion, it was more a need. It was a need of not driving my husband nuts.
It's a very good
It
need.
is a very, it is because as much as like I didn't know really what I was doing. So let's start from the beginning. When we started in 2016, yes, we opened this a YouTube channel with the intent of sharing ballet. But why did I want to share ballet online? It didn't start so easily because you have a passion, you want to do it. But I was a very kind of in a desperate moment. Let's say we left in New Zealand a bit of time ago, but it was just before we started the project, and we found ourselves in London. And we were both artists. Jacopo was working in the visual effects industry, so creating movies and going absolutely berserk with monsters and aliens and
Spaceships.
spaceships. And I was dancing on and off in the West End. I worked on incredible shows and I loved it. But in between shows, I always found myself having to kind of round up, right? So I decided, why not searching for something to teach, like sharing my passion. I'm dancing on stage. I've got all this knowledge and I want to share it with others. So I said, I'm just going to go and try to find someone that can hire me and so I can teach this incredible profession. I found out very soon that finding a job and finding someone that would hire me was exactly so much effort in the same way that was driving me crazy. So imagine coming home very frustrated between auditioning and 3 4 months jobs and then going to find a teaching job or someone or something to cover and then coming home and whinging and moaning to the husband that had a 14-hour day with you know with directors that had to clean up and work on a project on movies, and it was quite stressful at that time for him as well. And he was so stressed out. So they said, I can't look at you like this. And he said, my darling, I love you very much. But I can't handle you like this anymore. You really need a hobby. That was it. You really need a hobby. But instead of a hobby, why don't you create a school online? We do know you don't need to hire a studio. You don't need anyone to hire you. You can actually work by your own rules. Why not actually do that? And I said to him, I remember looking at you like very intensely, and I said, my darling, I think that is the most stupidest idea I've ever heard, but I kind of like it because it's so out of my comfort zone and it's so out there and no one has tried it. I want to give it a go. So at that point, we pushed the couch in the kitchen because we had a 47 square meter apartment in London back then.
I see.
Hi, darling. So we pushed that couch on the side and we started creating videos. And little did I know that from just constantly posting and constantly creating videos, more and more people arrived. But as you know, as you could see, like we were not marketers and we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. And the first thing that we thought was, we are just going to live off the YouTube revenue and we're going to be rich because this is actually growing quite quickly. So, yeah, done, we are set. We were not marketers. We had absolutely, literally no idea what we were doing. And we soon learned that we needed to create courses and put things into place and learn about funnels and upsells and downsells and lead magnets and you name it. We've done it. We tried it. We literally tried it all. And
I'll show you later.
we'll show you later because I had to create. Obviously, I had to create. It was my thing. I wanted to share so much. Like, you gave me an outlet where I could
Every question you received on the YouTube channel became a 6 weeks project because you needed to create a product for it almost all the time. And I'm like, this is going out of hands. Stop it.
It was, but as much as it was going out of hands, and we even had a membership. At one point, we started a membership as well.
Because why not?
Because why not? But all these things that we implemented, we always did everything so well and to the top, even very messy. If I have to say, like we started making messy decisions, but they worked. So we kept going and we kept working. So at one point, Jacopo left his job as well and said, let's go all in. We are gonna.
Yeah, after a few years of doing the marketing things, we managed to make it work.
We did.
Yeah.
Did manage to work.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well
And
done.
you too. You too. High five.
Okay.
we were so into it and everything was going so well that even if it was messy and incredibly it was kind of stressful at one point getting there. At the peak of our success, we were making, listen to this, we were making 40K a month. We had to hire a team. We had 7 members in the team. We obviously I had 13 products. They were all very low ticket, 27 to 497. So you think about all the volume that we had to keep the content creation up to standard. And we had a membership that was around $9 a month. I had a very low scarcity mindset. Yes, it was very cheap, especially for everything that was included and the lives that I was doing. I had to work through a lot of mindset stuff, but eventually we raised it to 47 a month. Still not enough, but still we got there. As you can see, like 13 product guys, he had to stop me. Like literally had to stop me because otherwise I would have continued. But the thing was that to as I mentioned, to keep going and to keep creating, we had to have to have this machine going. We had at least one video a week that we had to create because we couldn't let it go. I was like, what happens like if we ever let go? I had a 1 month live workshop, and in the picture here you see me in the lounge. Pushed everything on the side. There was no lounge. It was just our TV studio, really.
Freaking TV studio.
Actually doing the lives for $9 a month. I know, right? And design new funnels and campaigns coming up every time. And then we had 2 big launches a year. But the thing is that every launch felt so incredibly tiring.
I
But
still remember the moment I took this picture.
I think I wanted to delete it. I don't know. It just makes me feel so sad. This is me on holiday, right? So this is the summer holiday that we spent before, like during one of the launches. And what I started realizing is that summer we were also preparing not only the launch that we had to do and reply to all the emails. I was panicking and I had this anxiety happening because I had to plan everything that was going to happen around September, October, November, December for the back to school. And because you have Black Friday and then new Christmas and then January starts again, especially when or especially in the fitness world, that's when people start getting back on track. So we needed to be ready for that time. So imagine you start during summer, right? Thinking about what's going to happen, but also you finish in January thinking about people wanting to get ready for summer. So you are constantly creating new campaigns. And this was the result. Almost like we had absolutely no time for ourselves, no moments to breathe.
Yeah.
It was like if I think about it, I still feel the anxiety and the heartbeat actually racing. And at one point I said, I don't think I can live like this, because if this has to keep going, I'm probably going to explode. Not just because I was tired physically, but also mentally.
I think we've been unlucky because we were both coming from very stressful careers, so we could endure pain for a very long time. In ballet, you were like, one of our clients is a military veterans, and when they share stories, she says to her like, we have lots in common, like this, the discipline, the struggle that we go through. And I'm like, yeah, you do.
The suck it up and drive on.
Exactly.
That is the kind of mentality.
And I was
that we
coming
have.
from visual effects, where you're basically in crunch time all the time. So that's why it felt okay to work so much, but it wasn't normal at all.
No. At one point, obviously, Alessia freaked out. Alessia freaked out big times, and I don't know. But before I get there, if you ever felt like this, give me I wouldn't even say, give me a yes.
If you ever done a big launch, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
Even if you're watching the replay, let us know. We want to know how many people out there knows what we are talking about.
And especially the anxiety that I was talking about. So with all the million things that you have to create and organize, I'll be waiting.
No, we need to move forward.
I'll be waiting even tomorrow when they're watching the replay.
Tomorrow.
And so, as I was saying, Alessia at one point freaked out because it was way too many years that we kept on going with the with this energy. It was such a push energy, and I went, "This is it. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm gonna leave you to figure it out because at the end of the day, it was your stupid idea to start with. I'm gonna be by your side, whatever you decide to do next."
Yes. And then if you are a husband, you know what it feels to be always wrong. And there was nothing different. But I mean, she was right. We were running a 200% for way too long, and things had to change. And it wasn't easy to change because everything that we built up until that point was tied up to our identities, what we built. It was a lot of mindset to be worked on, more than changing the model. Changing the model, it's easy, it's mechanics. But I'm happy to report that after 2 years of screaming and kicking and throwing things at each other the Italian way.
Sue had her Kiwi way.
Yeah, Sue knows what it feels to launch.
Yeah.
Brian, he knows what it feels to launch too. I'm happy to report, though, this is a good news, that we don't do that anymore. We fired the team, like all of it, and it wasn't a good experience that either. Like letting go of a team is not something nice, and it's something that we had to experience for our own sake. And I'm sure the team members are doing fine because the environment we were in wasn't very healthy because we weren't healthy. And also we don't do any more funnels, rotational funnels, monthly promotions. We don't create content for the sake of growing the channel or just feeding the algorithm, which is something that I've been obsessing for years. Oh, we need to do the title with these keywords, and then we need to do the SEO, if that even exists. Then we need to do the intro, and then the hook, and the close, and whatever. Like this live, I don't care. I'm just trying to tell a story, and if I've got 3 views, I'm happy, just because I've seen the number 3 there, so I'm happy now. And we don't have a TV studio in the lounge anymore, which means we can invite people over, which is amazing. So did sales goes down? Did sales go down? Yes, they went down, but the difference is that we were running a 35, 40K a month business before with 10, 20% profit, plus all the burnout. And now we run a 15 to actually 30K a month at 80 and 90% profit plus freedom. You pick your poison. I pick the freedom one because I like it more. But this is not just due to a fancy new strategy or tactic or a new funnel or a new template that we downloaded and installed in Kajabi. Of course, it had to go from us to change our energy, to really start respecting ourselves, which is something that I cannot explain to you in a 20 minutes live. But I really wanna tell you this. You create the world that you are familiar with. If you're familiar with stress, it's because of your programming, and we found it with so many of our clients. It's the recurring thing. Yes, you are able to do the simple things, but why don't you do it? Because that's your beliefs that drive your actions. But you might not know the model that can give you freedom. So I just want to show you what we've done before, what the madness was, and then show you a little bit of what we do now in terms of actual technical side of things. Let me find the slides.
The slice.
The slides. I want to show you quickly one of our funnels, past funnels that we had before. This is from a very old coaching call that I did years ago. This was a almost around 200,000 pounds a year's funnel, was generating leads, was generating sales. It was amazing. As you can see, you've got traffic, paid traffic, organic traffic on the side that goes to a free lead magnet that has a low ticket product on the thank you page that also has an order bump and an upsell for order value increase that also onboards people on a membership that when people sign up for that, they also get onboarded into another higher ticket product after that.
I'm sure you've seen this before in many different, what we say in Italian, sources.
Yes, this is what everybody were doing. We focused so much on the back end. We had a big channel, so we could run this. This only works if you are a genius with ads, or like us, if you have a big channel, because traffic is everything. But the problem is, at some point the lead magnet doesn't convert anymore, or your low ticket product doesn't convert anymore. You need to change it, and then maybe the order bump doesn't get included in the cart anymore. And there's so many different little elements out there that can complicate things if it start not working. But Alessia was a creative, so she started creating more lead magnets, more products.
I had no trouble with creating more stuff to keep my people engaged.
Yes, and I had to sort of trying to make sense of it. And we ended up doing something even more complicated, which turned into this. This is what we call the spaghetti monster business. And the slide before is just a tiny little thing up here. Everything else is just a combination of product bundling and quiz funnels connected via email sequences. This is actually what I put together, and I was so proud of it. I think Russell Brunson would be so proud of me. I was just one funnel away. It's just I created so many that probably, I don't know, I missed the train or something. I mean, this thing generated more than $1 million in sales for sure, but at what cost? I think the cost is not worth the effort, because this is not sustainable. So what do we do now? We do something completely different. Well, of course, we had to. Where is it? I've lost my thingy. My thingy. Hang on. I cannot.
Isn't it that one?
I can't remove the.
Remove.
Okay, I removed it.
You just need to remove.
I think I clicked something wrong, but that's okay. When we arrived to the breaking point, Alessia said, "Screw this! I'm gonna stop creating videos." And that could be for me was.
Are you crazy? I remember when he looked at me and he said, "Are you crazy? Like the moment that you stop creating videos, that's it. We don't have a business anymore." And I was like, I'm sure nothing is going to implode if I just step back and let all the work that we've done so far do its job.
And then no, I wasn't there. I was like, no, this is actually going to collapse. This is not going to work, and we need to change. But if I have the main host of the show not working, like on strike, I've got to figure it out. So
you couldn't just name that slide the digital business anxiety. Yeah, and put it in an art museum. I love that idea.
Probably will do one day.
Yeah,
I think so, because we are not the only ones doing this madness. So she stopped doing videos. We started doing different things. I mean, it took a couple of years just to get the head around doing something different. We created way too many videos for the wrong reasons, way too many products, and our energy were completely diluted. So we decided to go, let's focus on one thing. Can we focus on one thing? Also, I was building my own little personal brand on the side with my name initially, and then because English speaking people cannot spell or pronounce my name. For the love of God, I said, I cannot bear spelling my name every time. Let's move it to a different name that became Profitable Talents. And I started creating my little thing on the side because I wanted to share what I've learned during Lazy Dancer Tips. And I started with YouTube, but I started building another little business exactly like Lazy Dancer Tips. I started creating mini courses, creating lead magnets, and I started getting overwhelmed again. So different niche, same pain. And we decided, okay, that this is not going to work. Apart from,
It was a bit masochistic.
I don't care about YouTube anyway, so I don't even like the niche, but the model is completely screwed. Let's not repeat the torture. Now what we do is something that we call access model, which is very simple. You focus on one dream client, not everybody, just one dream client, one offer, and one dream outcome. And it's so simple that I can explain the model to you with just one slide. Let me see if I can show it to you. This is the access model. Very simple. You are at the center of your world. If you focus on one offer, everything else becomes a layer of proximity to you. So instead of having little mini products that fix a different problem, you fix one single problem and you allow the delivery to be layered. So if you decide to go one-to-one high touch, that's your highest level of proximity, and that's your most expensive product. You can then do the restricted one where you just offer Voxer access, and then you can create a community, exactly the same audience, exactly the same outcome, but different level of proximity. This is the way that you can create multiple offers with different price tiers just to get more access to you, but the same result. This is what changed everything. And you can offer like add-ons, like if people want from the community want to call you for an hour because they need your brain, you can sell that as an add-on. And these are all of the elements that you need to create a wildly profitable online business based on coaching people, which is not even coaching, is co-creation. Because people don't want to, how do you say it, go through courses by themselves anymore because there's so much information out there. They also don't want to just do coaching where you sort of like don't know what to expect. The best thing is to combine the two into a design path where you help others build it with you. This is what we found. Also, we don't launch anymore because launching sucks. And what do we do instead? Let me see if I've got a slide for that too. Yeah, the invisible funnel. We got rid of launches. We've yesterday we had a coaching call with one of our clients and she said to us, guys, if I have to think back of what you do and why I've gravitated towards you, it's because of, yeah, of course, all of the technical things that give me clarity, but mainly because of your story. I'm like, interesting. She didn't come from a funnel. She didn't come from a 5-day challenge. And all of the people that we onboarded as one-on-one clients, they are absolutely amazing. They never came from a funnel. And I started thinking, interesting. So we don't actually need the funnel, but we've got something now that it's a bit more predictable, and we call it invisible funnel. When you launch, at the end of the day, you want to do mainly 4 things. You want to share your story because that builds rapport. You want to share your method because that create clarity. You also want to teach and give some results in advance if you can. That gives trust, and also invite people to fix their solution, fix their problem with your solution, aka buy your stuff. What if we make content do that for us on 24/7 in Evergreen? And this is what we started doing. If you create content that have 4 elements, like the one that I said before, all combined together, they would do the selling for you while you sleep. And the invisible funnel structure, and now I don't have time to explain it all to you, and I don't want this to be too boring, but I just want to show you a glimpse of what it is. This is what we do. We create content that we are passionate about. They have all of the right elements. It tells our story, tells our mechanisms, invites people to take the first step, all of the things. But we create a special video that we call alignment intro video. That is kind of like a webinar, but it's not a 90 minutes pitch. It's an actually valuable piece of content where people get the whole story all together, build rapport, know your stuff, guide them towards the right direction. That's how we get inbound leads when we wake up in the morning. Of course, done well. There is a whole program around this, but this is it. There's nothing magical about it. Why don't we do it? Because we are attached. We are attached to the things that we've done in the past. We are attached to making money being hard. I don't know who has to hear this, but we were attached to the idea of, you know,
You gotta work hard.
you gotta work hard, otherwise you haven't earned it. And who are you? Who are you to earn easy money? What are you, a drug dealer? You're scamming people? That is a mental money story that we carry that sometimes stops us from doing the simple things and actually help people and shine in our own lane, in our own niche.
But also sometimes the reason of why you create certain content, there is that push energy towards not only creating content but also keeping alive a business or parts of a business that is there just because you think is the right thing to do. And lately we have very much gone down the road, like from a year or so, into understanding more of what we like, and especially what is our business, what does our business need to look like in order to give us happiness. Because there is no point of actually starting or showing up in a business, whether it's a community or a one-on-one with people or with a coaching call that is giving you anxiety. It's not down your alley anymore. It doesn't feel right. It's the fact that if it doesn't feel right, the other person on the other side doesn't feel right, and it all falls apart. So we've started thinking about our business as in my favorite decluttering person in the world, which is Marie Kondo, that always says, does it spark joy? So every time we start something, every time we think about our business, it has to spark joy. So I like to think about our business as a closet every single time. So you open the closet and you have a look at all the clothes that you have hanging. There are some that are absolutely perfect for you, that every time that you put them on, they just feel like $1 million and they make you feel great. They make you feel absolutely excited to just wear it and just walk down the road. But there are others that they don't fit, they're too baggy or they're too tight, and they don't represent you anymore. With that in mind, you just take all of the stuff that don't represent you anymore in your closet and you get rid of it. You just say it doesn't spark joy anymore. Same thing with our business. We had a very hard look at what was sparking joy and what wasn't, and especially the people that we wanted to work with and what sparked joy and who didn't. So based on that, we set up our standards and our boundaries in order for us to work with these people and these kind of people. And it just feels like summer every single time, because you show up in the community, you show up in the one-on-one with not only 100% of energy, 100 million% energy of giving, and the same, and the people that are on the other side, they receive it and they feel it. There is something about it that is priceless, because it's not just about, just do what you love. It's about feeling good with yourself, with the life, and recreating a business with all the knowledge that you have that feels right to you and the situation that you are in. And still remember when we had one of our clients that said, I want to one day, with my business, I want to go and look at the whales. I want to live at the beach and look at the whales and the dolphins every single day. We started working with her like at the very beginning. It was always like a little bit clunky when you start a new process and you go, is this gonna work? Is this gonna feel right? Is this the right choice that I made? And it was interesting to see how she completely changed and pivot. And especially I remember like seeing her face when she was coming to the calls every single time with us, getting lighter and lighter. It's almost like her face had just kind of relaxed every moment.
It's a side effect of
It is
working with us. It's not. It started being a recurring thing. That they become even too relaxed. Like even
super.
too
But the thing is with her, she's about to launch, but is in the process. She said, I love creating content. I love,
she came to
yeah,
us overwhelmed
totally
by
overwhelmed.
content.
And I said, I love creating content now. It feels right. I just want to share it. It's in line. It's exactly how I wanted to feel. And people are responding to this. Plus, I have put together an offer that feels right with me. It's totally aligned. And then we had another one of our clients yesterday. She said she's about to launch on Monday, so chukas for that. That's what we say in the ballet world, chukas. And she said, I'm just pre-launch and I feel so relaxed. Is this right? Because when we were
Yay!
doing
See,
was that
love that. I love creating content now for probably the first time ever after I worked with you guys. Yay, go content. Because we don't hate content per se. We don't hate social media. But what we hate is having to become a different person to be on social media. This is what we hate, performing. Sorry, I
No,
interrupted you.
but it's right. We don't like performing. And when things are aligned, they feel relaxed, they feel natural. There is a flow not only of energy, well, a flow of energy that goes, but also a flow that relaxes you because you know you're in your element. That's exactly what you were born to do. And when you're in your element, everything just becomes easier. And people are attracted exactly to that person, the real you, not the one that you have to pretend to be. And especially, I always, this is the thing is like, remember, if you don't like to work with specific people, or if they're beginners, or if they are advanced or whatever, just say exactly out loud who you want to work with. Said, I don't feel like I'm right to teach beginners, or it's not just the beginners, it's an attitude. For example, I love determined people. I love those ones that are with disciplines. I love the ones that you don't have to take by the hand, you just give them something and they run with it, because I'm like this. But if I had to pretend to be someone that I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm going to guide you every single step, even when you're making mistake, then I wouldn't be true to myself. So when you're true to yourself and you're true to the content that you create and the offer that you put into place, then you are set. You are set, and it feels like summer every single time.
I give you a little trick on how to do it if I can find the right slide because we didn't prepare this very well.
You probably deleted it because you didn't like
I
it.
deleted it. Okay, no, I've got it.
Oh, there you go.
So there's a secret to do everything that we said. It's not easy, but it's simple. Is it this one? Yes. How to show up authentically in your content and do everything based on what feels good. In your content, what would you say if success was guaranteed and it didn't need to convert or impress anyone? I can guarantee you that is the voice that your audience is waiting for. That's it. Because I think we are trying to optimize life, especially if you attach it to an outcome that is of course important. Like I need to make money, I want to provide for my family. That is crucial and it's really rooted within our beliefs. Unfortunately, when your head takes over without listening to your heart, it goes into basically fly or fight mode all the time. You're constantly on trying to get the outcome, trying to get the money, trying to get the subscribers, the whatever. The sales calls became sleazy, and you start hating yourself. And you think you're not good enough, think your offer sucks, you think that your content nobody cares, but because nobody actually heard your real voice. And the best clients, the ones that don't need persuasion, the ones that only feel your energy when they see you, when they see you move your hands. Oh yeah, I'm moving my hands. And when they talk, they feel why you care about what you do. And that's why they buy, not because you forgot about the CTA in your videos, not because you have a fancy funnel or a webinar. It's not that, it's your energy. And I know that this stuff is it's very personal, and we don't talk about this stuff enough. And for the past few months, Alessa have been bugging me to create something
More than a
new,
few months.
just because we need to talk about this. We are full of strategies, we know what to do, but I can teach our strategy in like less than 2 hours. You'll know everything that we do. If knowledge was the only resource of power, the world would be full of billionaires with six packs. We don't do the things that we know we should do because we are not there yet in terms of mindset, in terms of energy, in terms of motivation, in terms of the right attitude. And we wanted to create a place where we could discuss about this stuff, the questions that you wouldn't feel comfortable asking maybe with a family or a friend that have no idea what you do. I mean,
well, even in other groups, because we've been in other groups and say, okay, apart from the whole funnel building, what I don't think I need this anymore. I feel overwhelmed by doing this.
I'll teach you what you're teaching. Like, I feel like I know so much about marketing that I can teach it to anybody I know.
And I think I'm gonna spill, like, I'm gonna say it,
Spill
right?
things.
And spill the business, that where you say, hang on, bear with. Because this was something that I've been craving. I've been craving a lot, and especially because I'm a people person, and I love sharing time, and I love sharing this kind of discussions with others. And I missed having a group of people where I could just jump in and share and talk. And finally, because I felt a little bit like this. So when Jacopo and I obviously got together after 9 years of me, was it 9? No, more than that.
What?
Yeah, it was about 10 years that we were, together. Throughout that time, I kept on going, my darling, shall we get married? And they kept saying, no. Shall we get married? No. Shall we get married? No. Until at one point I went, shall we get married? Okay. So yes,
It's a longer story.
It's a longer story,
but it kind of went like that.
but it was this project, this thing that we wanted to create felt exactly like that. It's like, shall we do it? No. Shall we do it? No. Shall we do it? Okay. And this thing of me bugging him is an incredible community of people that can share these hard questions, where we can all be on the same boat. And finally, what do I need to do? Oh, I need to click.
You picked it.
And finally talk about the putting ourselves first, the freedom in our life, putting the freedom in life first, and then creating and reshuffling and decluttering our business to fulfill that life. And we have created our new community.
Yes, the club. Yes, we're so happy about the community because it's not just a course, it's not just content. Usually when we join new things, it's more like, oh, it's a new set of things that I have to do now. Like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? Then you don't look at the thing, you resent yourself for paying that amount, and you never look at it again. And you then jump to another course because of shiny object syndrome. We all done it. Like, I'm not pointing fingers. I've done it. You've done it.
I've done it.
This is what, to me, breaks the cycle, because this is about really committing to start conversations and start realigning what doesn't feel right. What I think we have, excuse me, what I think we have the superpower of, me and you together, is to see the potential in people and just show them what they're capable of, for them to just find their own way. And when they find their own way, I get excited. So it's very selfish of me. I want to create this product because of this reason.
And for me, it was to have this beautiful people all in one place to share their energy, to feed off each other's energy. Because I think it's very important. Whenever you're in a group, you don't want to be in a group that puts you down. You want to be in a group that cheers for you, and also sometimes, most of the time, calls your BS. I'm not the kind of person that will tippy toe around if there is something to be said. I'm very direct. I'm very Italian, be Italian, on that point. But I like when people are true, honest themselves, unapologetically themselves, and therefore that shows and comes out uh, in every aspect. And I wanted because I've experienced it before. It's obviously it's very different when you're in person, but because we don't have the possibility to have it in person, sometimes you just want to share a question in there and say, I know I'm going to get the right answer. I know I'm going to have a group of people that chips in or says something, or we're just going to connect and have a session with Alessia and Jacopo that redirects me exactly where I need to be, or declutters my mind from anything that I had and over, especially we are all overthinkers. We are very much doers. We go like trains, but we are sometimes overthinkers. And I wanted us to get out of that overthinking. And I find myself sometimes going, I don't know who to ask, or I don't know. And I wanted that for you and for us as well. So let's think about the club not only as a community. I think it's a little bit of a hybrid between a mastermind and a group.
Yeah, I
group
want to do hot seats. I want to invite guests. I'd like it's my playground now. I just
Yeah.
want to play with it, and I feel like, because as you can see, we don't have hundreds of people in the call like all of the big gurus. If you join in our community, you'll get incredibly high touch for a level of access to us, which
and
is
also
the
Scoop.
cheapest has ever been ever.
And also, Scoop, you're gonna have, if you're one of the 10 people that sign up, you can have us a one-on-one to actually direct you to the
For
next
an
step
hour.
for an hour. And I think only that, I mean, priceless,
Yes.
totally priceless. I wish I had someone like this that did this for me and say, you know what, get in the community and I'll gift this to you. It's not just a gift, it's a blessing, because you have someone right there directing you to the next step and reshuffling everything and decluttering everything that doesn't work for you.
When you are inside your business, there's no way you can have perspective, because you're too attached to it. What one of our clients told us a few weeks ago was, guys, I've never had anyone being able to jump on a call with me, look at my assets, look at my actual situation, my marketing, my products, my messaging, and direct me in the right direction based on what I really want, not what would work on paper, not trying to force a model on me. You managed to understand what I wanted, and then we are making it happen, and it feels amazing. This is what I think we're really good at. And I want you, I would like you to have some guidance if we can help you. This is the best place for to start. Of course, aside of working one-on-one with us is the best thing ever, but not everybody's ready. That's why we wanted to create a place where we can start our journey there. Everything that we teach to our one-on-one clients is there, but it's the conversations
That make
or
a difference. It's funny because when I asked Jack, was like, I really want to do a community. He said, but one-on-one. Said no, but I want to do a community because, for example, I'm not the kind of person that jumps straight on in a one-on-one. It brings me back into the time when I was a ballet dancer, and I felt, there you go. I felt so anxious being one on one with my coach when I had private lessons. Imagine white walls, the bar, the mirror, and your coach, and everything that you were doing was so, like, I felt under scrutiny. And so I said, I will never be the one that says I'm gonna work one on one with the coach, although I see totally the potential and the benefits that one-on-one have. There are some people that like to go a little bit slower, so get to know the people that they are coaching, or seeing their method, or getting acquainted with the way it feels and the energy. And then I was like, then I would be the first one to say I want to work one-on-one with you. But there has to be, for me personally, I said I want that community, because this is exactly how I would work. I like to be around others. I like to, even if I am a leader myself, but I like to have a cushion, something that feels comfortable before I jump straight into the let's do this one on one. Because I know, like, imagine me tights and leotard and ballet shoes, and the teacher just looking at you, going, "Show me what you're doing." You go, "I'm gonna do everything right." And so, let's say that the group kind of eases that a little bit.
Okay, so we are here for a little longer if you want to ask any question about whatever you want. Anything that might happen to you right now in this stage of life, in terms of where your business at. If we can help you in any way, we are here. I feel like I'm one of those that I never asked for help, and this is a very big disadvantage, because if I think back, I don't think we ever bought a course before we made our first six figures online, and we learned everything from YouTube. But it took years, because I was stubborn to say no. I need to make it by myself, and then I was checking out Roberto Blake on how to grow on YouTube, and I think I watched like a
Thank you,
million hours.
Shoma. Thank you. No,
Thank
he's
you.
still stubborn. That's the thing. He's
I'm
still
still stubborn,
stubborn.
but I'm learning to ask for help, because you never know what a fresh perspective can give you. And there's been sometimes conversations when I only had 20 minutes with a person that said one thing that completely changed that year for one reason or another. It's amazing. But we need to be open to receive the information, of course. And I don't know why I'm saying this. I just feel like saying it because it was one of my blockage
If you have any
days.
questions, anyway, we are here. But I'd love to see you in the club. All the details are there, and we'd love to see you there, because it's gonna be incredible and it's gonna be amazing. I mean, seriously.
Okay. Well, we've got 3, 2, 1. No questions.
No questions.
Great.
They might arrive later. So if you're watching the replay, let us know. We're still gonna reply, and can't wait for this.
Yay, go Sue.
Yay!
Sue's the best.
We love Sue.
I highly recommend working with Sue. Okay. We're gonna love you and leave you.
And I'll see you in the club. The
See
club.
you in the club. Bye.
Ciao. Thank you.